Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes.
I am devoe, the principal at Vasquez High School, and welcome to our Milewsky Memorial Library Dedication Day, an event. I'd like to thank those that helped make this day possible on the short end, and that would be our culinary teams and students. Thank you so much for your food, together, and also Lee Jennings, who, as always, helps provide refreshments for our events. It's tireless and amazing. On the larger end, beyond today, the fact that we're even in this building is due to the superintendent and board of trustees. And having served 3 years as the principal before this site opened, I think I speak for all the students as well, and for previous students like Bodie and others that are here. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving us a facility that we can really be proud of. Today, of course, is part of that, right? Today is honoring the official opening and dedication of this facility, this library. I grew up with books, and it was an outlet for me that opened up worlds and helped me immensely, led me to an English degree, 20 years as an English teacher, and eventually administration. Books and stories were, and still are, central to who I am personally. I'm always reading. My wife will tell you. I don't hear sometimes, right? Because I'm reading. It's a point of contention in our relationship over many years of being married, right? 20 years of being married. But in a friendly banter that we all know, those of us that are married. I'm particularly proud of this facility. It's not just a facility, but it's also what it's housed with. We have over 50,000 new books here, again, thanks to the generosity of the board and the superintendent. Just to open the library and continuing to do others. A full-time librarian, which we've never had before, so dedicating this facility and all of its capabilities for these students in this school, and particularly to Kim and everything she did for our district and for our students, and you'll hear a lot more about that with these next speakers, means a lot. It means a lot for our community, to me personally, on many levels, and to the students at this school. So thank you. Thank you for coming and helping us honor Kim. I'm going to introduce our ASB Executive President, Sammy Dean, who's here to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you for coming today, Sammy, for this event.
Good afternoon. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
It would be
Kiss flag.
where the red poster is.
Go figure.
Yes. Our first speaker in honor of Kim in this event is our current board president. Mark Distasso has been a member of the board for 10 years. And is just on the tail end of his tenure. He said that a few times. I'm sorry to see him go. In my 4 years in administration here, and he's done quite a bit, has worked tirelessly to see this school open, and on behalf of the kids, he has some words to say in Kim's memory. Mark.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is a digital microphone, so I've got to make sure it's just right. You know, it's not always what you do in life. What's equally important is the passion, the drive, the energy, and the commitment that you bring to whatever it is that you do. And I think that, in my eyes, is what epitomizes Kim. She was never the one to be the leader, the one to give orders and direction about where to go. What she was a workhorse. And if somebody thought that there was an effort worth achieving, Kim was always there to make sure that words turned into actions. So she was kind of the motivator, if you will. She affected all the schools across all grade levels. It didn't matter. And she was one of the biggest proponents of building this high school and getting a bond passed during a time where it was not very popular. At the darkest times, when, and by this time Kim had already passed, when I was ready to throw up my hands and call it an effort, albeit a failed one, convinced that we did everything we could, but it just wasn't going to happen, I went home and tried to convince myself that that was the right thing to do. But it was hard, and one of the reasons why it was is I kept thinking of Kim. Her face would keep flashing in front of my head, my face, and I could hear her voice telling me that I was making the wrong decision. I needed to keep going. And I began to mirror off of Kim's dedication and her tireless efforts. And it was Kim and people like her that I decided, you know, we need to keep this effort going. And finally, we made it happen. This day is going to fulfill a promise that was made years ago at her memorial service held at High Desert School. Got up in front of the crowd and told the crowd, and it wasn't a brave effort because I already knew that board members like Ed Porter would support this. But I pronounced that there would be a proposal introduced in front of the school board to approve the dedication of a building in Kim's name once this high school was built. I thought that was something the community needed to hear at the time. High Desert was packed to the rafters with people. People were standing room only. And I not only thought it was important for people to hear that, but equally as important was the fact that Kim deserved it. And so today fulfills that promise. If she were here today, I don't know that she would be proud of the fact that the library was going to be dedicated in her name. But I certainly know that she would have been ecstatic over the fact that the kids had the high school and the library that they deserved. And that will be her lasting legacy in this community. And these kinds of dedications span scores of time to help us all not forget people of her stature, people of her importance, of her character. And so, you know, that's what we achieved today by the dedication of the library to help keep her memory alive. And I will end like I always end, by thanking Bob for having allowed this community to share Kim. And I don't know that you could have stopped it. Well, in fact, I know you couldn't have stopped it. But I thank you anyway for the sacrifice of time that you made while she tirelessly worked for the children of this community. Thank you.
Before we formally unveil our plaque, I'd like to ask Bob if he would come up and say a few words to us. And Bodie as well.
First of all, thank you for coming. The only way you can really honor Kim is you got to go back to when I first met her. So this guy here is a pretty good volleyball player, and I thought I was. I'm not as good as he is. But I go to the beach one day, and I figured, oh, let's play volleyball, you know? So I'm on this side of the net, and she's on that side of the net. Never seen her in my life. She rotates up, she's going to be a spiker, I'm going to be a blocker. And I go, God, I don't want to embarrass the poor girl. I'll just kind of go up with a half effort, I'll be all right. She tattooed my forehead, well, about 20 feet in the air. The game ended, of course they won. He said, you up for another game? I go, yeah, one condition, what? I'm on her side. That's how we met. And then her determination is really key to what he's just said. I was in the drywall industry. What am I going to do? You can't be a drywaller, you're a girl. She goes, what'd you say? Well, we hung drywall, we hung lids together, 5/8. And the only thing she told me is the years went on, she'd go, he said 5/8 or 1/2 inch. I go, it's 1/2 inch. I go, oh, good. It was a lot lighter. So she had the tenacity of 3 people. Never give up the bond. Remember, we tried 2 times, and she worked tirelessly, and she dragged me into it. And I said, I don't know if I'm up for another round. She's ready to do it again. I said, kick it off, get it started, and I'll see what I can do. Well, the next thing you know, it's time for the do a little man lifting. So Neil's here today. It was me and him and his sons, 2 or 3 volunteers, and we put all lawn signs together. She got them all out. Every day she had another assignment for me. But it's true about her not giving up. And when she was taking chemo, my neighbor called me from down below and he goes, isn't your wife taking chemo? And I go, yeah, I think she went today. Why? Well, I just seen her going across your property carrying an 80-pound rock. And I said, well, it's only chemo. So anyhow, of course, she hung in there forever. You know, she's a nutritionist and she had a nutritionist license and she did aerobics all the time. So she was healthy enough to withstand it a lot longer than we thought it was going to happen. But it finally did. Okay, so I'll just leave it at this. We're all very fortunate that we had someone like that. Okay, Father, okay. But of course, I was the luckiest of all. I got to have her for 30 years. And always we competed. I don't care if we're shooting marbles, she has to win every time. The one thing I had on her was motorcycle racing. The one thing she had on me was snow skiing. One day I was foolish enough to think I could beat her down through the moguls. I paid a price for that. I couldn't walk for 2 weeks, and she's just sitting there laughing. I said, you just made a nice lawn sale. You going to get up or what? Then on the motorcycles, she just hated that because, you know, I'm riding with some pretty fast characters. And the next thing I know, she's mad. I look back and go, oh, she's not going to like this. That was a rocky, nasty section. Here she comes, and she didn't stop. We were all waiting for it. She went flying past us. It took us a half an hour to catch her. She was upset that she wasn't keeping up, you know. That's her nature. That's who she was. And we were all fortunate to have her on our side. Thank you so much for coming. I know she would just love to stay.
I'd like to invite Ed Porter and Mark Distasso, as well as Superintendent Brent Woodard, up to officially bestow the plaque on this building in Kim's name.
Bob and your family, members of the community, on behalf of the district, on behalf of the board of trustees, I'd like to present this plaque to be commemorated on the front of this building from this day until eternity, hopefully. So, thank you very much.
He wants to hold it for a minute.
You sure that's the right spelling, Bob?
Yes.
Yes, they got the name right.
Here, Joe, go take a picture. Here, I'll get on one side. Yeah.
Oh, it's heavy.
That's why I'm not sure.
Yeah.
They've both been working out.
So great. Okay, guys. Thank you.
Very good.
These kind words.
Very nice.
All right, I want to thank you very much for coming. Please make sure to take advantage of the food. We made enough food for 100, so if you're in any way hungry, please avail yourself of everything in the back. I'd like to take a few minutes to talk to some people and learn a little bit more about Ken, and that's what this next section's about. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Again, I'm eternally grateful as the principal of the school for Kim's work to even create a facility like this that I can lead in. So On behalf of everyone at the school, staff, and students, thank you.
You can
Yeah.
always sell them.
Oh,
If I have any to get rid of, I'll bring them here instead to the Acton Library.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
I usually go to their sale and buy stuff.
Well, what a great beginning.
Yes. I don't think my high school library, even though it was a larger school, had any more books than this. I know I never checked very many of them.
Oreo cheesecake either. I love Oreos, but cheesecake, yeah. It's just a so many people love cheesecake.
This is
Oh, you don't like cheesecake?
beautiful.
But I love Oreos.
And your class baked all of these?
No, we baked the Oreo cheesecake gems and the lemon squares.
Okay.
And then we did the meatballs down there. And,
They smell wonderful.
oh, thank you. Yes, my mom's recipe.
Oh, good.
My mother's recipe from years ago. The sweet and sour sauce.